Hey, sir, is it true that you are the last remaining advocate for motion controls in video games?
Motion controls? Man, I haven't heard another human say those words in years. In fact, I believe today is the 50th anniversary of the day they outlawed motion controls, and I was exiled from society. I'm the only man still using these devices, but since there's no more games to play them with, I've resorted to using them for my survival. Although motion controls have long been forgotten, I found video evidence that proves what I've been preaching. It proves that motion controls are the most innovative introduction to gaming since the analog stick. I know you're probably skeptical, but it's true. Please, before you go reporting me to the police, give this video a chance. Motion controls are absolutely incredible, and I'm going to tell you why with my top 3 reasons why motion controls are amazing and you should give them a chance. In fact, there's so much to talk about, I'm reading this off my phone because I don't got time to memorize all this. Reason number 1 is motion controls provide far more precision than an analog stick. Games like Counter-Strike and Halo are absolutely legendary games in the esports scene, but the second you start playing with a controller, don't even think about making your high school esports team because Tommy over there has got his whole gamer setup with no greasy analog stick in sight. And that analog stick is really the primary issue here. As stated in an article titled Exploring Esports, the most popular first-person shooters require fast reflexes, good manual dexterity, and excellent hand-eye coordination. And I can tell you for certain these skills do not shine the brightest when you're using a controller. This stick right here is always up to no good. When I'm playing a game like Fortnite, for example, I move it a little to the right. Oh, that's too far. How about some to the left? That's too little. Okay, what if I just stop touching it altogether? Well, that's the point when Jesus takes the wheel and just starts doing whatever the hell he wants on the screen because of Joy-Con drift. The poor analog stick has such a limited range of movement. It's nearly impossible to keep up with the keyboard and mouse warriors, not to mention how much slower it is to type profanities into the chat. Now, if we jump over to a game like Splatoon 3, you may notice that the movement looks so smooth and precise. That's because the game uses controller's gyroscope to translate real-life movement into the game. This allowed Splatoon to become one of the few competitive shooters that isn't played on a keyboard and mouse. It's because of how gyroscopic controls can allow for larger movements with the analog stick and finer, precise movements with a nudge of the controller. Number 2 is exercise. Thanks to motion controls, gamers around the globe can have their cake and eat it too because of games like Ring Fit Adventure. There are tons of games just like this one that disguise themselves as whimsical RPGs or battle to the death boxing matches in order to get you up and moving. An article analyzing exercise games stated that they utilize design patterns such as goal structuring, challenge, and social cooperation to invoke a gameful experience. Most people don't like to exercise, but these techniques used by Exer games manage to encourage gamers to burn some extra calories by making it fun. And finally, number 3, motion-controlled video games can increase accessibility in various ways. The first example is education. Motion-controlled peripherals have become a great way for children with autism to enjoy video games, while also acting as a great educational tool for them. When reading accessibility in video games, a systematic review, I discovered that Kinect is a practical, affordable, and appropriate technology to enhance the educational process, which can also be used to promote learning in children with mild autism. Motion controls can also increase the accessibility of various video games. A proven example of this can be seen in Wii Sports. The action of throwing a bowling ball in real life is the same action required to do so in Wii Sports. A study confirmed that out of 2 groups that played real-life bowling, one of them got to do a sneaky little warm-up by playing Wii Sports beforehand. And the results of the test proved that those who got a little warm-up before the big game actually performed better than those who jumped right in without any gaming beforehand. Those were my top 3 reasons why motion controls are amazing and you should give them a chance. I think one of the primary reasons people were so quick to hate on motion controls was because of all the poor implementation. One of the primary examples of poor implementation is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. When the game released back in 2011, the motion controls ruined the experience for many players. And the main reason people despise motion controls today is because games like Skyward Sword forced goofy mechanics onto players without any way to disable them. When Nintendo re-released the game 10 years later, they finally added an option to disable motion controls in favor for button controls. Nintendo Life stated, "What we have here is a fine alternative to waggling your controller around. Don't you see? Motion controls in video games aren't that bad. They paved the way for so many new experiences that just wouldn't have been possible without motion control technology." They allow for better aiming in competitive shooters, they promote exercise, and even increase accessibility. As long as developers make sure to put thought and care into their motion controls and give players options to disable them if they want to, then I see no reason why mankind and motion controls can't live in harmony.